Okay, picture this. You move into this big old house, right? And one reviewer calls it a doll-infested creep fest and equally wonderful. Wonderful. Who finds doll infestations wonderful? Who?
Must we begin with the most lurid possible detail? We are attempting to discuss KF, Breene's Magical Midlife Madness, a novel exploring themes of reinvention and empowerment, albeit through a rather unconventional lens.
Unconventional. The lens is cracked, smeared with something sticky, and possibly haunted. And don't get me started on midlife madness. Midlife. The heroine is 40. One reviewer literally typed, 40 isn't old faffs. For Freya's sake, I mean, come on. Is 40 when you suddenly need a gargle, butler, and rat shifters to feel alive?
First S does not stand for Freya's sake. Secondly, the very premise of the paranormal women's fiction genre often hinges on protagonists reclaiming power at an age typically marginalized in fantasy narratives. It's a deliberate subversion.
Subversion. It sounds like my Aunt Carol after her third divorce, except instead of joining a bowling league, she moved into the Addams family mansion. Let's talk, Jessie. Ow, midlife, heroine. Bless her heart. Some people found her relatable, but honestly, the woman is surrounded by magic-talking houses, creepy butlers, shifters, and she wanders around like she's just misplaced her car keys. One reviewer called her cluelessness, bordering on insulting.
There is a certain protracted suspension of disbelief required, yes. Her obliviousness does strain credulity. It reads less as charming naivete and more as, well, as one reviewer put it, sort of stupid.
See, stupid, but also kind of understandable. Her husband left her, her kid's gone, she's probably just trying to remember if she took her vitamins, let alone notice the gardener is dragging a body across the lawn. I diagnose her with post-divorce for goggles. It's a real thing. My neighbor Brenda had it. Couldn't tell a squirrel from a tax auditor for 6 months.
Phagoglis is not a recognized psychological condition, and the gardener dragging a body is presented with alarming nonchalance. Let's not normalize potential felonies. What about the male lead, Austin Steele? The studly, sexy, alpha, polar bear shifter.
Oh, hello, Austin. Finally, something that makes sense. Big, protective, probably gives amazing hugs. Even if he sheds, I bet he smells like pine needles and raw power. What's not to like?
His utter lack of discernible flaws, perhaps. He's a walking, talking trope. The perfect protector. It's narratively convenient, but dramatically inert. And the logistics. Does he just poof into a polar bear? In the middle of town? Does he require immense amounts of salmon? These are practical considerations.
It's magic. Who cares about the salmon? Unlike you and your obsession with whale blubber statistics in Moby Dick. Sometimes things are just cool. Like the geriatric dream team Nam, the neighbor, gets wasted and throws rocks at the butler. Iconic.
She commits assault with potentially deadly projectiles. And Mr. Tom, the butler, wears a cape and just appears places. It's unsettling. And again, the gardener. With the body. These aren't charming quirks. They're red flags. They belong in psychiatric observation, not guarding a magical nexus.
Oh, lighten up. Sometimes you just gotta throw rocks at the stuffy guy in the cape. You know, like maybe I should start throwing rocks when you drone on about Melville's allegorical intent. It gets results.
Please don't throw rocks in the studio. Let's pivot. The crucial question, setting aside the eccentricities. Is magical midlife madness actually any good? Because the opinions are violently polarized. One comment we found online called it unreadable, puerile crap, and quit at 57%.
Puerile crap. That person clearly has no soul. Another review said loved it, especially the geriatric dream team, with 5 exclamation points. And someone else stayed up all night reading, quote, dead tired at work, but it was well worth it. That's commitment. That's entertainment.
But commitment to what? One reviewer was genuinely annoyed the author didn't use magic to make Jessie young and hot again, calling it a missed opportunity. They completely missed the point. And the rat shifters. Rat shifters.
Yes, the rat shifters. I laugh so hard. It's brilliant. Nobody expects rat shifters. It's like werewolves, vampires, dragons, yawn. But rats, genius. What's next? Sentient dust bunnies, magical tapeworms.
It's biologically absurd and frankly unhygienic. And the humor, sometimes it lands, sometimes it feels forced. Like the line, firstly, Bam wasn't usually awesome for the mom. Are we supposed to chuckle knowingly? It feels awkward.
It's relatable, unlike your analysis of 19th century whaling economics. Okay, listeners, be honest, creepy doll room, keep the house, board it up, or run screaming. I'm keeping the house, but maybe setting up some security cameras in there. Just in case.
I would commission a structural survey, check for asbestos, and consult an estate lawyer regarding the unusual fixtures before even considering occupancy. The dolls are a secondary concern to potential foundation issues.
You are impossible. You know what? Thinking about it, Jessie is kind of annoying. Maybe the 50% guy had a point. Why was she so clueless? It's like, girl, the house just gave you tea. Wake up.
So now you agree she's sort of stupid? Make up your mind.
I contain multitudes, like this book. It's stupid and fun. Okay, rating time. I give magical midlife madness 5 out of 7 creepy dolls that definitely watch you sleep while judging your life choices.
This is ridiculous. Fine, given the sheer audacity, the baffling creature choices, and the assault-prone senior citizens. I award it 2 out of 10 thrown rocks, and that's generous.
Generous? That's practically slander. Anyway, tune in next week, folks, when we tackle a real literary heavyweight. My roommate is a sentient toaster oven and he's judging my carbs.
I need a new agent. This has been Heartbook Radio. Please consult your physician before attempting magical midlife reinvention. Or reading our next selection.